Well, I think confirmation that we have gotten in the news story today that in Robert Gates' book, he exposes the fact that President Obama has not really believed, according to Gates, in the war strategy, has had no confidence in his commander there at the time, General Petraeus, or in Hamid Karzai, the U.S. installed president of Afghanistan, as he is called. But it's been clear that the United States could not win the war militarily in Afghanistan. And what is the president really attempting to do, and the military high command, what are they really doing, and what have they been doing over these years? Because Gates' book is talking about a meeting in 2011. Well, they've been continuing to kill Afghan people, Afghan civilians, U.S. soldiers. Since that time, 780 U.S. soldiers have died. And yet, they are dying for the cause of a government which does not believe that it can actually triumph, but at the same time is very fearful of what the consequences would be if it appears that the United States has lost the war in Afghanistan in the way that it was unable to also win the war in Iraq. The United States has caused vast destruction. The U.S. military invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq have caused vast destruction, have torn those countries apart, have radically lowered the living standards for the people clearly in Iraq, and have not improved them at all in Afghanistan, which remains today one of the poorest countries in the world, the country that has the highest infant mortality rate of any country. And what they fear, what Washington fears, is this appearance of losing that would threaten the empire, because every empire is devoted to the idea that it must appear to be invincible, that it cannot be beaten in war, because if that perception goes out that in fact it can be defeated, that it can be resisted, then the empire as a whole is threatened. And at the same time, the Obama administration is interested, and more than interested, dedicated to maintaining military presence in this region. It is said that if it cannot reach an agreement with the Karzai government over conditions for U.S. troops to remain, that it would seek bases in neighboring countries, in the former Soviet republics of Central Asia, which are under U.S. domination as well. So they have a strategic interest, both from the point of view of the long-term preservation of empire and from the geostrategic bases, geostrategically important bases that they wish to maintain in what is a resource-rich and strategically vital region of the world. But what we're seeing is the cynical policy, which has the president writing letters to the families of those killed, at least the U.S. soldiers who are killed, expressing his great condolences, and yet pursuing a policy which means that more and more will die on the Afghan side and on the U.S. side.